I saw this story, and I love this topic. Very controversial topic, okay? A small town. Do you know this town, John? It's just north of Detroit, Michigan, Grosse Pointe Shores.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so this town just passed a measure banning pit bulls by a vote of 4-3. This was after a Detroit Lions player's dog attacked a neighbor, and of course it was a pit bull. And so it's going to prevent any new pit bulls from being allowed in the community. Those who already own them will be allowed to keep their pets, but they have to abide by a number of conditions. Install a fence on their property, no less than 6 feet tall, keep the dog on a leash, take out a $100,000 liability insurance policy for potential attacks. And I am very curious to know your thoughts on whether or not you support pit bull bans.
I don't really support pit bull bans. I believe the policy I called for on my Twitter recently was total pit bull genocide because, I've seen all these conservatives recently and they're just like, oh, I'm going to be edgy. We should ban pit bulls. And it's like, okay, I see you, I raise you calling for genocide against pit bulls because they're just like, honestly, I don't have a problem with the animal.
I
understand. Well, I do, but really I hate the owners. Because if you're going to own a pit bull and just be like, yeah, I like it because it can kill things, that's cool to me. I respect that. What I don't like is I have a pit bull and she's the sweetest little bundle of joy ever. Like, you're gaslighting me. That's like the ultimate thing that pit bull owners want. When they buy a pit bull, they want one day for the pit bull to start attacking somebody so they can gaslight the person who's being attacked about it as it's happening. Like, he's usually never like this. Meanwhile, you're getting your throat ripped out.
Yeah.
So I support it because, look, just be honest about it. You like it. The same reason, I want a golden retriever because he's really sweet and loyal, and I want, a beagle so he can go hunting with me or whatever. You want the pit bull because you think it's cool that it can kill things. Like, that's what it is. I don't think people should be able to own dogs like that and people think it's like, oh, well, that's what the left says about guns. A gun sits there. A dog is its own thing. It has agency and it has willpower. And there are so many stories, you hear them literally every week about, we had this dog for years, and then all of a sudden it heard like a clap and it freaked out and killed somebody. I don't know.
I want the plot twist of it turns out Eric has a pit bull.
I've had them. Yeah, for sure. Here's the thing. Pit bull owners, and I'm going to be honest, first of all, they have to, I almost cussed there.
It's fine.
They have to define it. They have to define what the hell a pit bull is.
That's
most
fair.
people with these bully breeds, they have no idea what the hell it is that they're defining it as.
Yeah.
Here's my position on this. It is of no, and I wish we would be honest, including people that want to outright ban it. The people that generally own pit bulls are the most irresponsible dog owners that exist. They're often people that don't care for them. They're often people that just have them on some chain and a leash in the back. And yeah, they're going to act up. That's been my experience with people that own pit bulls. The minute I see them, I can tell you should not be owning that type of dog. There are they're dogs, right? They have different breeds. They all act different. And to act as if that's not a dangerous animal right off the rip, or can be, is dishonest. You say the same thing about like a Mountain, or say the same thing about a Rottweiler, and that actually, the Rott used to be the version of the pit that people would gripe about when I was coming up, because most people own Rottweilers. Now the irresponsible dog owners all get this stupid pit bull, which to me is not the best dog, and I say this as someone that has had it. So I want to talk about that because they're not separate issues. This person that if you ban a pit bull, they'll find some other dog and be irresponsible with that, and that'll be the next one that we're gonna up and ban. So, but I'm not afraid to talk about the demographics. Oh yeah, sure, of course it was an NFL guy whose dog went and attacked somebody. Of course, that's to be expected. So let's talk about that. It's an uncomfortable conversation because now we got to talk demographics of the people that often own these dogs and don't know what the hell it is that they're doing. So it absolutely still is an owner problem. But the same thing can be said for basically any breed. Aside, when I say any breed, I'm not saying that like a golden retriever is the same thing as that. No, I'm saying that regardless of what dog it is that irresponsible owners, and I agree that everybody shouldn't even own a dog, irresponsible owners, they'll gravitate towards the next one that they deem as kind of the aggressive one, and then that'll be the next one that we're sitting here arguing about. But I don't think everybody should own dogs because they're not all fit to own dogs.
So I know we have to go to break in a second, but I don't think pit bulls should be allowed. I don't know that I would go so far as John.
Well, when you say not allowed,
I mean, it's
what do you
fair,
mean by
right? Like,
that?
maybe I'm just saying, like, I don't want to be the one to like do the genociding because I like animals except for skunks, which I've learned recently through personal experience with my dog. But I am biased because when I was growing up, I watched happen a pit bull just snap out of nowhere and go attack a young boy who was playing on his own, minding his own business, and my dad had to go run and this was in the country. My dad had to go run. We were taking a walk and go beat the crap out of the dog with his foot to get the dog to release the boy. I've also seen a pit bull attack my dog for no reason at a dog park, and my experience with the owner, to your point, like I wouldn't have gone to jail because I can compose myself. I say I almost went to jail. Like, I'm obviously like elaborating on that. I'm exaggerating. But like, she was so rude and just like snotty and just exactly how you would expect her to be. Like, well, your dog actually came after mine. Like, well, your dog approached my dog and my dog growled as a sign that she didn't want your dog in her face, and your dog attacked her by the throat. So no, it wasn't really my dog's fault because she wasn't the aggressor, but she was exactly how you're describing, of just a
You know why that
bitch.
is too? They're the same stock of people who were like, you need to pull your mask up. Because to be a pit bull owner in most cases is to be spiritually communist, because you're trying to apply blank slate theory, tabula rasa, to an animal that was selectively bred to be really good at killing things.
Yeah.
And I have no people on Twitter were like, well, you just don't like big dogs. You're like a scaredy cat. I don't mind big dogs. I mean, I have a big dog, but I even like Rottweilers.
I love big dogs. I'll only have a big dog.
I respect the breed, but the problem with pit bulls is they have like the strength and viciousness of a big breed, but they also just snap. And that's why you look statistically, like all the breeds who are the most likely to bite, you know, you'll have like pit bulls up here, Rottweilers, et cetera, et cetera. But in terms of like actually killing people, pit bulls are like way over here, and then Rottweilers are here and everybody else is there. And so I don't know how we would define it, but definitely what we're doing now isn't working.
Right, yeah, okay, we gotta go to break, but I'll just say this one last thing. People are like, oh, but Chihuahuas attack more. Well, they're freaking Chihuahuas and they're not gonna kill you. So let's factor that in.
If you like that clip, there is plenty more where that came from. Click the link in the description below to subscribe to the News and Why It Matters YouTube channel to watch the full episode.